All right, so today we are at the Menards getting some supplies to build our Joel Salatin style meat chicken tractors. Check it out. All right, so the first thing we're picking up here is going to be some hardware inside the store, and then we're also going to grab our lumber from out here in the yard. We're going to do the 12x12 chicken tractor, and that's going to have 10 pieces of 1x6 by 12 foot boards, and then 2 boards that are 2x4 by 12 foot long, and those are all ground pressure treated lumber so that it will hold up a little bit longer when it's outdoor in the elements. So in the world of homesteading, you learn a couple things, and one of them is to be adaptable and malleable to the situation. We had a fellow homesteader in the area reach out this year and say they got a whole bunch of extra Red Ranger meat birds, and they had to get rid of them. So they've been sitting on them, raising them for a couple weeks here, and we are gonna make a quick pivot here at the farm, put together some Joel Salatin style chicken tractors. And the reason we're doing that is because the chicken tractor we've been using for a couple years now sustained some damage this winter, and instead of trying to repair that and muscle that back together, we're just going to build one of the tried and true versions of Joel Salatin's chicken tractor and put that together for our meat birds in the coming season here. So I'm kind of intrigued to see how these hold up, how they assemble and go together. Come along with us, build this tractor, and then we'll give you some updates on how it works for us. One of the biggest things we've run into with chicken tractors are figuring out the weight ratio of getting them to be strong enough to move around the pasture, but light enough that you can actually pick them up and move them, because you run into problems with that. One of the solutions that we're going to use this year on the chicken tractor that we're going to take off the old one and put it on the new one is the chick lift. And that's just a wheel device that you can put on the back instead of having to worry about bringing out some type of a cart or something like that. It just attaches to it and makes it easier to move around. So let's go ahead and put these things together, get them out in the pasture, and get ready for these birds kind of last minute here for us to raise. All right, real quick, we're going off of this book by Joel Salatin, Polyface Designs. It's got the complete cut sheet, the build out, and how to build this thing inside of it. Link will be below. Check it out. Let's just do the 120 off that end real quick. It'll be easier to work with. Hey guys, real quick break in the action. Just wanted to give you an update on something that William and I and the family drink all the time. I say William and I because he and I are here doing a lot of work a lot of times, but we got away from the junk Electrolyte stuff years ago, and we have been using the Redmond Re-Lyte hydration packets. They've got the bulk packs and they got the little ones here. We simply take half of one of these things. We don't even use a whole one. Half of one of these things and put it into our big water bottles here. We reuse these things around the farm because if we break them, lose them, whatever, we don't care. So this is a 1 liter bottle, and we put half of these little guys in there. It gives the water a nice flavor, first of all. Second of all, it's adding some of those essential electrolytes back into it from Redmond. We love this product. We love Redmond. They are a great company. Check them out. Link is going to be below for Redmond Re-Lyte Rehydration. Check it out, guys. Okay, so here's the status. We went through our cut sheet. We have all of our boards cut. We've laid them out here on the ground, so we've got all of the cutting portion of it done, hopefully. We're going to get assembling this here and see how this thing goes together. We're using 1 inch and 5/8 deck screws, and I always like using the star bit screws, guys. I love the star bits. They don't strip out as easy. They seem like they're a lot easier to work with for us. They are the I think they're called T25, yeah. T25 star bit coated deck screws. All right, so real quick, this is the first side here. This is the long run side. The front is gonna be from here forward, and then your angle pieces go up here, and it's about 2 feet tall. So He's got it all laid out in the book as far as like your orientation, as far as your 71 inches to the front. We're gonna keep moving along, and we have to rebuild one more of these for the other side. Real quick and see how they want us to put the tops. All right, so for the most part, I would say this build is going pretty well. William is working on the side chicken wire here. I worked on a couple more just kicker supports. You can see this is just a structure. It's 10 feet wide, 12 feet long, and it's a bunch of triangles because that's the strongest shape. Really, you have to remember it's lightweight. It's gonna have some repairs to it eventually, but the idea is that it's lightweight enough, and it has, you know, boards that you can get easily, and you can do some quick repairs. So like if a board breaks, then you grab another piece of scrap from somewhere, you smack it on there and reinforce it, or take the old one off and put a new one on. So Annie and I were talking about it, and so were the girls, that they wanted something that was lightweight enough that they could function without having a lot of like headaches and frustration with. So I'm hoping that this model, this version, goes pretty well. The only thing we're gonna add to this is we've got the chicken wire that we're putting around the entire base, because we're in the summertime now, and I'm kind of okay with maybe having one side of it have some wind protection, or maybe a corner of it. We're gonna install that, but I'm just gonna run the chicken wire around the entire thing and then put whatever wind protection we put on there over that, just for the extra layer. Real quick tip. Everyone always asks the question of, I can't believe that you're using a chicken coop or a portable pasture space that doesn't have a floor on it. They're like, the predators are gonna get to it, they're gonna dig through it. The idea, guys, is that you're moving this 1, if not 2 times a day, and it's not staying in any one spot long enough that a predator is gonna stay there and like bury underneath and get in and out of it. Yes, they could burrow into it, yes, they could get into it, but the reality of it is when you're out in the pasture, moving the animals, if you have hot wire fences, livestock guardian dogs, any of that stuff, it's adding layers and delays to the predators getting after them. So the reason we don't have bases on ours, that a lot of people say, like your chicken coops, your duck huts, whatever they are, they don't have a wire or reinforced base. That's why, because you're moving them, you know, pretty much every day or twice a day, depending on the season and the time, to keep that manure load moving on the pasture. William's hard at work getting the stapling done here, getting it all tacked in place. Jesse is filming and hoverboarding around here and getting us some good footage, and that's where we're at right now. So I'm hoping to get this finished up. It's not taking us too long. We've used the book, we've walked through it, and there's a lot of really good visual aids in there. I'll give you a quick sneak peek of one of the pages just so you can see how well it's laid out here, okay? It is the mother lode of homesteading books as far as color, detail, attention to detail, and information. We were even one of the cool ones to get the blessings from Joel Salatin right in the front of here. It was one of his first run books. It was kind of cool to be part of the funding for that. Like here's one page right here. So that kind of just shows you, like, there's details, there's instructions. and then, you know, some different information there. I don't want to give all of his tools away. He made a book. He's got the information. I think that it is proper and right to pay a person for their work. That's why we purchased this. You know, even down to like screws and how many screws you need of different things. So it's just really nice that he's got that. And guys, it goes over everything. He's got, I'll just list off a couple of them right here. The broiler shelter, the eggmobile, the millennial feather net, cattle working chutes. I mean, he's got everything in this book. It's really cool. There's a wealth of information here. It's a great resource to have on hand. This build here with the lumber itself, it was $102 for the treated lumber. And then it was another like $58 for the screws and all of the chicken. We got more chicken wire than we needed, but I'm gonna say for about $158 we're building this entire thing. And this is our first build out of it, and I'm really impressed by the directions and how it's going together. We're gonna take it from there, so let's keep going. All right, so this is what we got going on here. We're gonna put some of the scrap pieces on the side. Some of them are gonna be longwise here, and then we're gonna rip a couple of these in half, and you know, that 2-foot distance, and get those to run along the back here so that they have kind of a wind protection in the corner they can get up against. We'll do this side, the other side over there like that, and then along the back here as well. Getting some of the final details on here. I've got the chick lift back here that we took off the old chicken tractor. It's just got the bottom brace bar on it right here, and then 2 carriage bolts that go through it here. So here's the 1 carriage bolt that's through it already that I put on, and then we got it centered up on here, and we're gonna put the other carriage bolt through here. So let me get this installed quick here. All right, so the way this works is you walk up to it and you step on it, and that's how it raises it right here. So you just kick, when you're done, you kick this out of the way, and that's what sits it down flush to the ground. And then when you want to lift it up off the ground, kick it, it sets in and just brings it up off the ground a little bit, so that when you pick up the front, it helps roll the back along it easier here. William and I got this finished up here. It's over in the grass now. You can see it's got the just some scrap pieces on the top still, but then it's got the open side here. It's got the rope on the front that we pull it with, and then it's got the cover over here. So the chicken tractor, Joel Salatin style, is got just a couple screws to put in it, and we are going to call this a wrap and get some birds into it and get growing. So anyway, guys, I hope you found this valuable, and it showed you just a walkthrough of how to build one of these things. It did take us about, I guess, 3 hours start to finish. With the 2 of us, we'd never built one of these before, so we were obviously paying attention to the instructions and doing that. But that is the chicken tractor right there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, check out the links below, and we will talk to you all later.